Hi, welcome to everyone's favourite segment, Mailbag, where companies or just individuals can send in stuff into the mailbag, we open it and take a squiz at it. So if you want to send something in, put EEVblog Mailbag so I know it's for the mailbag segment, not just something I've randomly ordered that I've forgotten about. PO Box 7949, Norwest, New South Wales 21553, Australia, not Austria. Thank you very much, unknown person. It looks like it's been like reshipped here locally. So the brown wrap, of course, that indicates that's very common in China, the brown tape like this. Does anyone know why? Leave it in the comments down below. I think somebody did a video on it once about why this is a very popular technique in China, and they just like wrap it like in 10 layers of just masking tape. So is that gonna, have I got it? Oh, what do we got? Oh, yes. Oh, Crow, they have had multiple sucks of the Sav over the years, and they've sent in something that looks really cool. Check it out. Oh, it's a big box. It's the CrowView Note, a 14-inch portable monitor with keyboard. Wow. There you go. So if you've got your Raspberry Pis or whatever it is the kiddies have these days, then this isn't a laptop. This is just a display and a keyboard that presumably plugs in like USB-C, and you plug it in and Bob's your uncle. You got yourself a portable little, like laptop-y, kind of thing for your Raspberry Pi or your other little portable computer. Cool. All right, we'll open that on the bench. So this is a Kickstarter apparently. It's finished now, but you can still buy it. They had over 1,500 backers. It was quite successful, and there you go. You can connect it to your shoe phone, or you can connect it to a Raspberry Pi or other devices. So 150 Yankee bucks for this. It's got a built-in 5,000 milliamp hour battery, IPS panel, 14-inch full HD screen. So it can fold completely open, and it's got USBs and whatnot. So yeah, a 14-inch thing. We've got ourselves a little user manual here. Yeah, there you go. That shows how you can hook it up to a Raspberry 5 board, or you can hook it up to a Jetson Nano as well. Cool bananas. So we've got the unit itself, and we've got a couple of boards. So there you go. It's very much like a laptop. We've got USB-A, USB-C over here, headphone jack, and a DC input. And over this side, which connects to these adapter boards, we've got USB-A, we've got a HDMI mini there, and a USB-C. So there you have it. We've got a little Jetson Nano adapter. I don't have a Jetson Nano to plug into it, so that just plugs into the side of it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, oh, it's a little bit tight. That's what she said. But there you go. It does plug in. I'm not sure about the rigidity of that, but it works. And that's a Raspberry Pi. I don't have a 5 to plug it in there, but yeah, it's got a little Perspex base to put that on. So I'm not sure how well that would go in terms of robustness if you've got your Pi hanging off here. It's okay if you've got it on the bench, of course, but then if you're like moving the thing around and you've got a bit of weight on here, it's flapping around in the breeze physically on those connectors, you'd have to be a bit careful. So it's really probably only for like leaving on the bench, I think. Anyway, let's open it up and see what's what. Oh, look at that. Isn't that schmick? It really looks like a laptop. I rather like that. Got a really large trackpad on the thing. That's rather nice, and it's not too bad. It's an adequate keyboard. Cursor layout's good. Yeah, no numeric keypad. It's not that big, but that's not too shabby at all. I don't mind that, and yes, it can lay out completely flat. So we've got a full HD screen, and presumably you can just plug like external HDMI. Like cable based in there if you want. All right, it's supposed to have a battery in it, so where's the power button? Bueller. Portable monitor with a keyboard. 12 volts at 4 amps. Oh, geez, but that has to power the Raspberry Pi and everything else. Yeah, okay. Oh, and we've got speakers, and it's got microphone too, apparently. So it's got everything you want to turn your Raspberry Pi, your Jetson Nano, or whatever it is, or your shoe phone, into like a full little laptop-y. power button up here. It's one of those, is it? I don't know, I don't prefer to have that on the keypad. Yep, there you go, CrowView Note. So it's going to power up, and it's not going to do anything because, well, we've got nothing plugged in. Yeah, no signal. Dull. Well, the HDMI totally works. Whoa, that's trippy, man. Look at that. Woo! So we've got the ability to select auto, Type-C or HDMI here. I've got it on auto. I did try and hook it up to the USB-C on my shoe phone, which is a googly 8 thing, I think. And yeah, it just kept beeping at me. So I don't know if my phone supports like the video out from here. I'm not sure. Maybe you got to have a more advanced phone than I've got. I've never used that ability. So I don't know, but the HDMI in works just fine. And of course, to get the mouse capability here and the keypad, then you connect the USB-C to whatever computer you're going to hook it up to. There you go, I'll hook it up to my little B-Link computer here, and sure enough, like, you plug in the USB and the HDMI out, and it just works as a full HD monitor. The mouse works here, and let's see if we get audio as well. Let's try the HDMI. Yep, there it is. Oh, whoa, who's that annoying voice? That sounds pretty decent, actually, apart from the actual dude talking, but yeah. Not too shabby. I like it. Very convenient. So that's going to be super handy. I really like that. 150 bucks, Yankee bucks, for a laptop-y thing. Does it switch off when you... Yep, it does. Sorry, yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but yep, it does the auto switch off thing when you close it. That's like really convenient. If you want to take that around, doesn't weigh all that much. Don't know how long the battery's going to last in it. I've got, if there's some specs, I'll put them up here. And then, like, you could charge your shoe phone through here or do other stuff, and, you know, you can do your headphones and whatnot. So you get a screen, a keyboard, a mouse, a microphone, speakers, everything all in one, plus a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Not too shabby whatsoever. I did get a, oh, look at that. Oh, it's an Aussie plug too. Beauty. Yeah, external 12 volt 4 amp adapter like that to recharge the thing. But I assume it recharges via USB-C. Oh, there you go. There's a list of your compatible shoe phones. What? There's no Googlies? Yeah, no wonder my one doesn't work and it just beeps at me. So there you go. And yeah, apparently you can't externally charge it via USB-C. I guess that would have been handy. So you do have to use the DC barrel jack input to charge the thing. They claim up to a couple of hours, and they claim 1 to 2 hours with the external power supply, which is good enough for Australia. So, yeah, I like it. That's going to come in real handy. I'll link it in down below. Thank you very much, CrowView, who's made some very cool stuff over the years. So, yeah, definitely worth checking out. Hi to all my viewers in China. I need the Googles to read this one. Liang Chiang, thank you very much, from New Taipei City. Haven't been to Taiwan. Like to go there one day. That'd be cool. This actually contains like 5 different items, and they're all kind of, well, interesting items, but yeah, I don't know if they're like second-hand or whether or not they're new or whatnot. So let's have a look. Dear Dave, thank you for debunking impractical bullshit about solar panels. No worries. Something I enjoy doing. Thank you very much. Oh, we got, yeah, a whole bunch of random stuff. Let's go to the bench. All right, we have a whole bunch of random stuff. We've got a pocket meter. We've got a Raspberry Pi 3, which looks a bit crusty. But this is most interesting. We've also got a card board game. But check this out. It's like a Casio, like, Game+Watch kind of thing, equivalent to their Game+Watch stuff. Have we got a date code on there? Is that copyright 1987 there? We've got some batteries. Yep, there you go. I don't recall actually seeing a Casio game like this. It's the CG390, so... Oh God, it's still going. Border army. Attack. What am I? Am I defending or attacking? Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, there we go. Attack. What? Is that like a tank coming in? I don't know. Weapon? I can choose my... What? Oh, okay. There's little weapon Oh god, you can barely see that. Like, there's little different weapon symbols. Oh my goodness, like I've got a rocket launcher thing. Is it? Oh my god, oh, this is a terrible UI. This is awful. I can't see what, like, no, like you can't see anything shooting out or anything, or am I just blind? What? Oh my god. Oh, that is terrible. That's terrible, Muriel. Played a few more times, but, yeah, nah. Give me, you know, the Game+Watch any day. Much more compelling. And teardown-wise, yep, that's exactly what you'd expect. Just a custom ASIC like this, or would that be a custom micro thing? I don't know. I might have to look that one up. But yeah, classic 1980s Casio construction here. Just single-sided PCB with heat bar tape bond in here, and Bob's your uncle. Yeah, that's how they get the price point down. There's absolutely nothing in it at all. And it's super low power. Looks like it's just, you know, watch crystal here, and you've got the buzzer, piezo electric buzzer output, and yeah, that's it. Wow. Did anyone have this? Did anyone play it? I'm going to give it another go, but yeah, nah. Anyway, 8 screws. Geez, that's a lot of added manufacturing cost. We have a pocket multimeter, what is that? A Minipa? ET1700? Never heard of it. Anyway, it didn't work. It does have milliamps and microamps current, which I don't actually like in a pocket meter, by the way, and a 1.5 volt test voltage. So I opened it up, metal threaded inserts, thank you very much. So that's not too shabby. They've even got like a fuse lifter in there. Oh, look at that. Well, apparently, Adafruit used to sell this thing. I think it was about $20 about a decade ago. So, you know, a reasonably cheap meter. This one, unfortunately, has been met with a little bit of corrosion here. And the batteries, they're actually corroded as well. So, yeah, this is, and the, yeah, the piezo transducer there is corroded. Everything's corroded inside this thing. So yeah, we got the black blob, so we don't know what type of chipset that is. And it could be cleaned up and working. But in terms of a pocket multimeter, it actually seems okay. Like in terms of construction and design. And it's nothing to write home to your mum about, of course. But it's probably going to be, you know, a reasonable cheapie, I guess. I don't know. Leave it in the comments down below if you had one of these puppies. By the way, there is an EEVblog branded pocket multimeter coming maybe late December or something like that, perhaps. So stay tuned. And if you haven't seen it, I will link in my pocket multimeter shootout. I actually did that in 2 parts, and I can't remember if, well, I don't think this Minipa was in there, but like a similar one, because they often like rebrand these things. So I'm not sure if this one was actually in there. I don't think so, from memory. Speaking of Adafruit, we have the one PCB to ruler them all. Get it? Get it? Yeah. Nah, I never liked this Adafruit ruler. It never really did anything for me. I've got a lot of PCB rulers. Got like a tub of PCB rulers, and of course I used to, a little bit biased, you know, I used to design and sell my own PCB ruler, and I just think mine is more better. And I do actually have, or did have, it's probably like 5 years ago now, I actually designed an update to the PCB ruler, but I never got around to getting it manufactured. Maybe I need to get off my backside and actually get it, like it's actually done. It's actually designed, but I never got it manufactured. And I just think my one is more better. Sorry, I'm biased. We have a card game called Pass. Wang Yu, is that the company that makes it? I don't know. Turn the tables, bypass. Yeah, Wang Yu, AG, Yu Qin Huang, I don't know, is that the people who designed it and or manufacture it or whatever? And be the first to play all your cards and win the game. Okay, it's some sort of family game apparently. Leave it in the comments if you've actually played it. The dudes do like playing card games, so I will... all the cards have fallen out. Oh no. Here you go. I will take it home to the dudes, and they can render their verdict on pass. Trump can't. Oh, okay. No, it's not all in English. Here you go. So I don't know how that works, but I'll see if they can figure it out and whether or not they like it. But if you played it, leave it in the comments. And oh boy, that Raspberry Pi 3 has looks like it's been stored in the same location as the multimeter there. It's a little bit crusty, but I don't know, give it a good blow job and a clean up, and I could always do with the spare Raspberry Pi because I'm always using them for something. In fact, I do need a second one. I think I can use a Raspberry Pi 3 for it. I think that's what I'm using at the moment, actually. Yeah, I think I am. So this could be good because I need a, it's upside down, all the electrons are going to fall out. This is a model, Raspberry Pi 3 Model B, version 1.2. So yes, I think I can run my solar assistant on here because I need a second solar assistant to connect to my N-phase system, and then I got to tie them all together. And anyway, did supply an SD card. I won't power it up here, but I will clean that sucker up, and you know, there's not much to go wrong with them. Maybe I could throw that in the ultrasonic bath. Whoa. And here's one of these TP-Link USB wireless Wi-Fi dongle-y things. These are, hands up if you're still using one. Some people might be on like some older machines that don't have built-in Wi-Fi or whatnot, but yeah, they're pretty much gone the way of the dodo, as Wi-Fi is built into absolutely everything these days. So, not much in them, is there? Unbelievable. Anyway, that can's soldered in. I'm not going to get it off. You know what's under there. And last here we have a charge doctor. One of these USB power monitors, LED display thing. These were, you know, the duck's guts back in the day. I highly recommend everyone have a USB power monitor, but they're so good these days. They got all the graphical LCDs and they support all the different USB modes and the USB-Cs and all sorts of things. So yeah, this one's pretty old school. It's just got a blob. We've been blobbed under there on the back of that, so doesn't, oh, is it a blob? Not sure, actually. Well, there you go. It looked like a blob, but it's not. There you go. It's a little SO jobby. Which one? I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that in the light, but that is a Holtec jobby. There you go. Little Holtec 8-bit micro there with built-in ADC. And, you know, Bob's your uncle. There's your current shunt. That's all she wrote. This one comes from Australia. Thank you very much, Mark Vitnell from Sinusoid Proprietary Limited. I know what this is, and I think we're going to have... Oh, that didn't... Knife totally missed that. I think you'll find this quite interesting. Boom. All right, we have... Ta-da! Rotary encoders. But better than that, Australian-made rotary encoders. And I believe we've got one working and one that's already torn down, because they're probably not easy to tear down. So we're going to have a look at how rotary encoders work. Awesome. Oh, look at this Bobby Dazzler, made in Australia by Sinusoid, here in Sydney, by the way, at Turramurra. Fantastic. This is the RPE48 for those playing along at home, and it's a rotary position encoder, but this one has an absolute analog output of 4 to 20 milliamps. So it's a classic 4 to 20 milliamp process control signal, as they're called. So what this is going to give us is a 4 to 20 milliamp process current output, as it's called, and it can give a 12-bit resolution for the entire 360 degrees. So wherever the reference is for 4 milliamps, which is like, say, the 0 degree position, so to speak, as you rotate that around, that'll increase up to 20 milliamps, and then that will wrap back to 4 milliamps. So you can actually get the absolute position of this thing with 12-bit accuracy, and this will do it very quickly as well, up to 7,500 RPM. So this is a 3-wire jobby, so you've got to provide it a power source, but some 4 to 20 milliamp stuff you don't have to. In fact, there's basically 3 different types, and I'll try and put up some graphics here if I can find some, of the different types of 4 to 20 milliamp process current output devices that you can get. One is that you basically put it in series and it acts as a current source, and then you have a load resistor on there with, well, in series with it, typically 250 ohms, and then that converts it to a voltage, and then you can read the, in this particular case, the position of your rotary encoder, but it could be any other industrial control, and this is where 4 to 20 milliamp comes in. Now the other type is what we've got here, which is a 3-wire type, so you basically provide a in this particular case, 12 volt to 30 volt DC, and then you get an absolute current output, which then you connect down to ground. And the other type is basically an isolated type where the actual sensor part itself is isolated from the current loop section. So, but this particular one, let's take a look at it here and see how this works. Now, why would you have a 4 to 20 milliamp output? Why not have 0 to 20 or 0 to 10 milliamps? Well, this is because you can have very long cable runs. Remember, the 4 to 20 milliamp process current loop standard is its a basic name, and this is where you might have heard of in fact I've done a video, I have to link it in, of a process calibrator, and like it's effectively a multimeter that sort of like specializes in this sort of 4 to 20 milliamp generation and also measurement as well. But there's a couple of multimeters on the market that have it. I'll show you that in a minute. So the reason they use 4 to 20 milliamps is so that any interference on the line, you want basically a high current solution, so that if you get any noise coupling into your very long cables in your factory and all your machinery and stuff, whilst it's easy to induce a voltage into a cable, it's very hard to induce a current, and in this particular case it's very hard to induce the milliamps of current that would actually upset this sort of thing. So that's why they use 4 to 20 milliamps. If you go right down to 0, then you're going to come a gutser with like a small little induced currents in your cable down near that 0 point. So they have 4 to 20 milliamps so that the system knows when it's reading it, if it's less than 4 milliamps, let's say typically under like 3.5 milliamps or something, then you know that's an error. Or if it's above 20 milliamps, say 25 milliamps, then you know that's an error as well. So 4 to 20 milliamps has become sort of like the industry standard. In fact, I don't know, is there a standard for this, or is it kind of like a de facto standard? Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'll have to check. And another advantage of having 4 milliamps as your absolute minimum is that then you can steal some of that current to basically power remote sensors at the end of the line, so to speak, because it's a constant current loop. So if you've got a sensor like embedded in your machine or something like that, you don't want to have to run some extra lines to it. You run a current loop to it, and basically this 4 to 20 milliamps de facto industry standard, it basically means 0 to 100% of, in this particular case, a rotation, but it could be anything, some pneumatic actuator or absolutely any other industrial process, mechanical thing or electrical thing you can think of that will give you, like, that you want to know, like 0 to 100%, or you want to control something. Not only just reading back, but you can actually control stuff as well. So yeah, 4 to 20 milliamp current loops are very massively widely used in the industry, so much so that they make dedicated test equipment like those process meters. Fluke make them, and many other companies. I've done this like a real El Cheapo one before that I found for next to nothing. It's just a huge de facto standard that lets you run a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, very cool. So there's the specs for those playing along at home. It's got ball bearings in it. No worries, none of that plastic rubbish. You can get up to 7,500 RPM if you remove the seal, but otherwise 3,000 RPM here. So it's got, and you can get different flange sizes and sampling rate of 10.4K samples per second at 12 bits, and well, let's give it a go. Now, I do believe that this Keysight U1272A is the only meter I have here in the lab, I think, that has a specific 4 to 20 milliamp mode. Now, of course, you don't need a specific multimeter with this 4 to 20 milliamp function or a process meter to actually measure one of these things. You can just use a standard multimeter in current mode and you're going to measure 4 to 20 milliamps. But this is just nice in that it gives you a percentage mode like this. So, we're just basically selecting it so we can get our current like that, 7.145 milliamps. But when you go into the process mode like this, it'll actually convert that to a percentage, and it gives you the milliamp value up there. Well, I just realized that LED display is really hard to read. Can you even see that on camera? Anyway, okay, so what we've got here is 3 wires, your 12-volt supply, your red and black, and the white one is the current output. So I've got the current output going into just the current jack of the multimeter here, and you can see we're supplying 12 volts here, and we're getting a value out, and as I turn the knob, we're going to get from 0 to 100%. And if I'm very, very careful, you'll see it wrap around there. Very touchy, it'll wrap back to 0, but it basically goes from 99 back to a 0. So we're reading the rotation of this shaft here from 0 to 100%, and that gives us 4 to 20 milliamps. And you can see the current actually changing for the sensor. There's going to be some internal circuitry in here which takes some residual power, but basically we're going to get that 4 to 20 milliamps output. Cool, huh? Because this is basically a constant current, well, an adjustable constant current generator. Now, because this has 12-bit precision in here, my fingers, my silly human fingers, just aren't good enough to... Oh, I'm putting the lightest pressure on that. It's absolutely tiny, but it's going to wrap around because it's not absolutely calibrated. Come on, you can do it. There you go. And it jumps around to 0. My clumsy human fingers here aren't good enough to get that 12-bit resolution. But if I put like a huge, massive wheel on here and then I just, just feather touched it, then you'd be able to see the 12-bit resolution available inside this rotary encoder. So yeah, very cool. 0 to 100%, and then you can guarantee that you're almost, it doesn't matter where you put this in your factory, it doesn't matter how much crap and noise there is around it, you're really not going to upset a constant current reading like that. And that's why they use these constant current loops, these process loops as they're called. And this one is the smaller shaft diameter. Now, I thought that these might be difficult to take apart, but they're not. Now, has a very nice cable interface here. Check out the cable interface they got here. This actually screws in like that. And then it's got a like a waterproof tight seal, dust and waterproof seal on the end of that. It looks like we can just open that with 3 screws and it pops off, and you'll see that these are deceptively simple. Let's just open this up here and you'll see how this works almost immediately. Oh, no, it screws off. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Oh, Bobby Dazzler. Whoa, there we go. It fell apart. And that's all that's in this thing. Well, by saying that's all, there's actually a lot of tech that goes into it, of course. But at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. All we got is this shaft, and it's going to have a nice ball bearing in there. It's a real Bobby Dazzler. It feels like it's pornographic, really. It's just got a permanent magnet on the end of that, and it just spins. And then, yep, you guessed it, we've just got a Hall effect sensor chip in the middle of that. And of course, these are amazing tech inside these Hall effect sensor chips in there. I can't quite make out the number on that. I'll get that and I'll put up the data sheet right here. And that's an Osram AS5047 Hall effect sensor there, and it's actually a 14-bit jobby. So this one at 12 bits, they're being a bit conservative there. It is the actual chip is capable of more than that, but yeah, that basically gives you an SPI output. It's got a lot of magic built into that puppy. And what else they've got here is a microchip 12-bit DAC there. I don't know what that jobby is there, but if we flip it over, got a little programming port there. Just inside there, you can see that on the other side, all the ST fanboys go wild. Hopefully I can get that. That's an ST micro by the looks of it. And then this is how they're doing the 4 to 20 milliamp current conversion here. So that's a neat little unit. Of course, all the magic happens in the Osram Hall effect sensor there. It's got 4 sensors in there and lots of ADCs and lots of other magic. And it can sample, up to 10,000 times a second or whatever it was there. And yeah, the micro is just doing all that processing and in real time and then just converting it from to that 4 milliamp standard. So that is very interesting. Thank you very much, Sinusoid, for sending this in. I'll link it in down below. Aussie-made company selling these really high-quality rotary encoders. Great stuff. This is what happens if you don't put EEVblog Mailbag on it. I open it up prematurely, and you don't like a premature opening. Thank you very much, Wurkkos, if I've pronounced that correctly. These are little, like, it looks like a torch, but it's not. It's actually a USB power bank. Oh, drop test. Let's check it out. So this is the Wurkkos H1 rechargeable battery bank. A street price of like 20 Yankee bucks. They're almost giving these things away. What do we got? We've got a USB-C cable and a lanyard by the looks of it. And a spacer. Is that for a different size battery? Maybe. It's got a 21700 compatible with 18650. Okay, so is that like 18650? Well, let's open it up. Aha, that's just a rubber grippy thing. That could be good. Even though it feels pretty good, though, by the way. We've got some knurling around here and around the top like this. And it looks like both top and bottom are going to screw off. It's not obvious how to switch it on, but anyway, there's our... It's all plugged up. There we go, USB-A and USB-C. Nice, a little LED indicator there. Probably tells you the charge level. Yeah, so this rotates, but I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, three flashing red, so it's Gonski. Maybe because this was on and the residual power, I assume that means flat battery. But it looks like, yeah, that's how you turn it on. You twist it like that. That's what I would have expected. Oh, we've got two different types of rubber baby buggy bumpers here. Yeah, go around the outside if you want some extra grip, and a belt attachment. You can just take that off. I find those mostly annoying unless you specifically need it. Jeez. All right, so let's take this end off too. And got O-ring seal around there. Nice. That looks good. Battery contact, and there you go, 21700, and you know, that's the same width there. And that'll just go in, and that'll put your your more standard 18650 in there. So made in China, their own Wurkkos branding. Who actually makes the cell, I don't know. It does look like it has the protection circuitry in the top there. Nice. Anyway, 5000 milliamp hour, 18 watt hours nominal. And yeah, let's get the rest of it open. Another O-ring seal there. Nice. The contact in there looks nice for 20 bucks. No worries whatsoever. So it looks like that ring down there might be how they're doing the activation there. Once you apply rotational pressure on there, it does the contact. That's pretty groovy. And basically, all your circuitry is contained in there. I doubt I'm gonna... Well, I might be able to get that ring out and have a look. Yeah, there we have it. The clip just came out with some pliers. It was quite difficult. You've got to force them together. It's very springy. It sprung halfway across the room. I was lucky to find it again. There you go. So, unfortunately, it's under some potting, which isn't even hard, sort of hardish potting compound. I'll see if I can get that out. But anyway, we've got a right angle board there with... There you go, right angle solder. There's no problems with that from like a rigidity point of view. They do have the metal in the front like that, so that'd be taking any sideways stress on there and not the, so the board's not moving. So yeah, it's going to be reasonably robust. So yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. Looks decent enough. I'll just see if I can dig that out, but you're not going to see much, just a DC to DC converter. There's a chippy under there, but I can't see what, so it's pretty ugly to get it all out. I won't bother, but yeah, just an off-the-shelf DC. There's specific, there's lots of specific chips that do exactly this, designed specifically for this application. So yeah, anyway, construction is quite decent. So yes, the flashing red LED, less than 20% critical power, does have under voltage cutoff. Presumably, I won't, it's not a full review. I'm not going to fully test it, but I'm charging it at the moment through the USB-C. I assume the other one's identical. I've got two of them. Hang on. Green, charging, green, full charge. I swear, it was like a minute there charging, so it's gone from less than 20%. Well, it was flashing red before. Yeah, it was flashing red, critical power less than 20%. Now I plug it in for a minute and it claims it's fully charged. Yeah, nah. That's dodgy. I just unplugged it and it was flashing red 3 times. Now it's not, but I swear it flashed red 3 times. And, like, what? I'll leave it in for another minute or 2 and see what happens. All right, that was less than a minute. It's green again. Right? Green. According to the manual, fully charged. And if look, it's flashing red, which means less than 20%. What? No, you can't trust this stupid thing at all. Geez, you get what you pay for your 20 bucks. And well, the other one looked promising. It was charging, but no, I had it going for like 10 minutes and no, it's doing it. Red flashy thing. It's doing the same thing. Like, no. There's something seriously wrong with these things. Well, I'm going to try and power up my USB micro supply here and let's switch this thing on. And red flash and nothing. And I've tried the other one too. I get exactly the same thing. And both of these, if I plug in the charger, within a couple of minutes, they'll go to full green, solid green, saying that it's charged. I give up. This is absolute garbage. Neither of these, 2 of them, they don't work out of the box. I swear it's not me. And I've left one of them in for like 20 minutes charging. Surely you'd get like something out of it. But no, it's solid green. Nope, loser. That's a thumbs down. Unbelievable. Another one I opened because they didn't put Mailbag on it. So yeah, I sort of partially opened it. So we've got, ta-da, these things. They look like ruler things. There you go, it focused on it, you bastard. All right, they are transparent rulers. And that's handy if you want to like put over something and you're trying to like, you know, maybe for filming as well, if you put something over it and you still want to see the item, yet you want a scale over the top of it. That's really cool. Who did this? Tom Chen from Auckland. Hi to all my New Zealanders. The designer of the Rulerize with a Z. None of that Z rubbish. A super skinny ruler sticker it's a sticker. It's a sticker. Oh, can you peel it off and stick it? No AI at all has been used in writing this letter. Awesome. Thank you very much, Tom. Let's check out these little sticker ruler things. Oh. Aha! What this is for is it's designed to like, yeah, stick onto stuff. I thought originally, oh yeah, it's like a clear sheet. You can put it over stuff and you can still do that. But one of the applications is that you can like stick it on the back of your shoe phone or whatever, so you've always got a ruler on the with you. That's great. I love it. I have to cut it to size, obviously, but yeah, I'm gonna stick it on my shoe phone. I love this. They come in black and white, depending on the surface that you're putting it on, and that Imperial Yankee rubbish. So I'm going to put the metric one on, and so he did a Kickstarter here. I'm going to check that out, but it's rulerize.com with a Z. How do I peel off the white one? Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay. That comes off. I wonder what... Maybe Tom can tell us what adhesive this uses. I hope it's like that's terrible, Muriel. I hope it's like a good 3M jobby. And just like that. Here you go. Bob's your uncle. Look at that. I cut it off. And hang on, get my knife out. And that seems pretty good. So there you go. Ta-da. Oh, I shouldn't have put it up the ramp there. So I'm slightly off on that. But anyway, that does feel like pretty good adhesive, but only time will tell, I guess. So, you know, because you're always putting in your pocket whatever you're doing with your shoe phone these days. But, yeah, that's neat. I like it. You can stick it on a whole bunch of stuff. That is neat. Well, there you go. What else can I do with it? Oh, I can check calibration. I've got my products engineering ruler here, standard at 20 degrees C here. Very nice ruler, by the way, made in the United States of America. So let's, oh, well, I'll do it down here. Hold my tongue at the right angle. Yeah, that looks bang on. That's bang on to me. So, yep. That is a winner. That is a novel little product. I like that. Well done, Tom. That is neat. So I'll link them in down below. Check it out. Oh, I just thought of something. For the Imperial one, for the Yanks, I would have liked to have seen like maybe it wider, for example, because if you put it on the back of your shoe phone, width isn't a problem, right? And then you could have like different scales, like you can here, you know, you got all your weird, you know, 1/50th, 1/20th, 1/32, 1/16th, 1/10th. I don't know what the most common ones in Yankee land are, but you know, yeah, it would have been nice to have the different scales on there, and like one on the top and one on the bottom, at least 2 different ones, maybe 3, depending on how it works. This is how they implement it on the products engineering ruler here, which I quite like. But yeah, maybe I would have liked to have seen that. The metric one, of course, it's just metric because it works.